Well, I'm not gonna, I'm excited. I got all excited about what we were talking about this morning. So, but I'm not gonna spill the beans until we know what we're doing. But I will say
Um,
that we may have something super fun coming up in an upcoming session.
well, let's spill the beans. You want to spill the beans a little bit?
Yeah, I'm up for it. Like I'm all over it.
Yeah, so we're already working on it. I'm working with my team, obviously my actual real estate team here in Toronto. I'm working with Sabina, and she represents hundreds of members from across different real estate boards. We're going to be building out, how to close out like year end starts day one Q4.
Yeah.
It's not. There's a reason we do it the way we do it. There's a reason I've done this very thing for years. Business planning, budgeting, actual performance, and delivering results is all part of it. And if you're looking to slowly create a business out of a chaotic practice that you may or may not been experiencing or have experienced, these are the tools and methods used to systematize your practice. I don't care what coach you've ever heard speak before, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, Burl Workman, um, Sirhan. There's dozens of great coaches out there. The one message they all share in common, including myself, Hiveologie is here. You'll find it throughout Hiveologie. Playbook in my organization, you'll find all over Playbook is systems.
Yeah.
Systems that you follow on specific dates and times, the actions that you take that change the way you live. You liberate yourself from chaos. You're living a different chaos. You're doing a lot of different things, but it's organized chaos. It's chaos that delivers results. We chose a profession that we are the alpha and the omega of the service. You are the service. You are the product. You trade your time for dollars, for advice. So how do we do that systematically where you can know that you have two or three deals coming next month, two or three deals set up for January? I have at least 6 clients that told me that next spring they're going to be looking to list. What do I need to do now to count on that business in March?
Mhm.
How do I systematically put them in a funnel, which we'll be speaking to today? But in October, launching October 6th, guys, we are going to be going through that 90-day close out the year strong as far as your business is concerned and setting yourself for a strong 2026.
Yeah.
The reason I use the word strong and not successful or anything of that nature, because everybody's success is different. Every market is different. You simply need to be strong in your market. Everything else works out itself. But you need to be confident, you need to be knowledgeable, and you need to have a system. And we're going to help you build those systems commencing
Mhm.
October 6th. You've known all about marketing for the last 6 months. We've killed it. And we're going to be bringing all the concepts that we've covered this year are going to be the foundation on how to close out the year strong. Make sense? Sabina, do you want to add something to that?
No, that's exactly what I was thinking too. So the goal for everybody is, we're going to do a live session, at least one. Who knows what this will turn into that gets us all rolling on this 90-day playbook. And then we'll use the rest of the year to support it, so that you
Yeah.
guys have us there for you. We'll make sure we're dripping the right bits of training on you every week, that you know what your steps are. The goal is you walk away exactly with what Simeon said, your 90-day playbook. How do you end the year as strong as you possibly can? Focus on the right stuff, keep all the
And
noise, right?
I'll strongly suggest, Sabina,
Hmm.
if anybody that's part of this knows somebody who will benefit, the quicker they get in here, the better they're off in understanding the whole sequence.
Yeah.
They'll always gain value of coming to a session. But if they take it from the beginning to the end, it
Hmm.
really, really makes a whole lot of sense. You'll understand
Yeah.
how successful real estate practices are built and the discipline that it takes to do it.
Hmm.
Like logging your results is very important. Why? Because if they're crap results, you can improve them, but you know they exist. If they're great results, you can replicate them and do it again. That's the point.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there you have it as far as what we're going to be working on.
yeah.
I'm personally working on it. I know Sabina's working on building all the resources out. So there's a lot of work in this, but I think it's going to be very worth it. So everybody, be
Mhm.
excited for what's to come in October, and let's really close this year out strong. I am not going to be here. I don't know if you're going to still do something, Sabina, next week. That's why we're moving to October. Um, but maybe you'll have a light session. But this is going to be kind of the end of the cold outreach funnels, and it is talking about funnels at this point. So I'm
Mhm.
going to get into that, and then Sabina, you can let everybody know about scheduling, etc., to try to have an easy and clean finish for September.
Yeah, 100%. I think what we're gonna do is just give everybody a couple of fresh resources next week on topics that are smaller topics that we didn't have time to get to. So for instance, last week or the week before when we were doing social media, we started to talk about this idea of how the whole hashtag strategy has changed. I've got
Yeah,
that ready. I got that ready for everybody this week
cool.
in a resource. So I'm going to get that out to everybody, but I don't think we need a session for that. So I think what we'll do is we'll skip next week, but what we'll do then is use the time to focus on this big project we've
Amazing.
got. Okay?
Amazing. It's going to be great. Getting
Awesome.
into today, and
Mhm.
again, I personally have a very, very packed in day today.
Yep.
So I want to get to go through the business logic of today's lesson. Uh, you're going to get, as always, the resources and the concept in your inboxes. As you know, and by this point, you should know that I don't like to teach a lesson from the words on the page. That is the core knowledge. You read that on your own time. Take
Mhm.
the resources and use them. I want to tell you why this matters. I want to explain to you how this is used in real life and what the purpose of these funnels, content you created content. You did the three posts. You did the educational post. You did your call to action. So what? Now what? Let's say it worked. Let's say this crazy consistency of creating these posts and your effort into creating quality content works, and somebody hits you in your DMs. Now what? What happens? This is where now the execution funnel begins. This is where databasing begins. This is where nurturing once again begins. This is where conversion into dollars happens. And you need to understand the stages. You need to understand why and how. And what we've prepared for this is a way to give you the most easiest way for everyone to be able to process it. So it all starts with awareness, and that was the social post. It worked. Somebody got engaged. They liked it. They thought about it. They sent you a note that has now been converted into a lead. I don't care if they said, "Good morning, Simeon, great content." That's a lead. If somebody says, "Hey, I want to sell my house because you're so handsome, Simeon," that's the same kind of lead. They're both leads. They both engaged. What happens next is what matters. What kind of content did resonate with them? Why did they reach out to you? Did they reach out to you to tell you you're handsome, or did they reach out to you to ask a question specific to the content because it was so engaging or intriguing?
Mhm.
Either way, thank them. Thank you so much. My mom always told me how handsome I am. Or thank you so much. I love the point that you also elaborated it on about the latest economic policy or the latest, you know, floral arrangement. Doesn't matter what it is. Get involved with it. Get involved with it. And that's going to lead into a conversation, into natural next steps. These funnels are all based in this entire business is all based on what I taught on at least 15 occasions with this group alone, the four dialogue. If they got back to you to speak about your work, if they got back to you because they saw you and me and my son playing baseball, real estate is a natural progression of one's life. So whether they're going to engage in the funnel now, or whether they're going to go into my CRM and be invited to my next first-time homebuyer seminar, whether they're going to be invited to the movie night in December, whether they're going to be involved in whatever function is next, they are now a part of my life ecosystem, my work ecosystem. I am the product of my funnel. They want to see me. And I want to see them. How does it happen? Where does it happen? This is where we see the whole thing. I'm going to give you an example that I have on this very sheet. Turn interest into action. We do a case study, a success story. Now I'm reading you off the page of what you guys are going to get in your inboxes. See how we sold a condo in 10 days for 8% over asking. Book your free market analysis. That could say anything. Look how we sold for 8% more than price. See how you can do the same in your neighborhood. You can say all the different things, but that's a hook. And if somebody says, I would love to see how that could work in my city. I would love to see how this would work in Lower Fairview in the neighborhood of X. Excellent. Let me engage with you. Let me show you exactly how to do that. And the way we would do that is we were underpriced. We would go for multiple offers. We would price directly at market because that's a balanced market right now. And if you underprice or if you overprice, there's a consequence. Give your advice. But you're not posting about, again, you're not dancing TikToks. You're posting real content. Yourself at a home inspection. Take a look at how the water penetrated through this wall. It's unbelievable. You don't think 3 people are going to say, oh my God, that happened to me last year. What does that do? We're together. We're the same. Life happens to all of us. How did you resolve it, Sabina? Did you have it parged? What did you do to solve the problem? How much did it cost you? Well, at least thank God your house is worth 20 grand more right now because you did it last year. So it's good. It's a good investment in your home. Now she feels good. Now she got advice from me. Now she feels validated. This is simple stuff, but it's not simple for everyone. People get stumped. Like, I don't know what to say to people. Take your time. Think what you would want somebody to say to you. Do that. Try it out. They do this. What happens to the funnel in the CRM? They keep moving. They keep moving from met at the webinar to met at the office to showed up at my party to dropped off a pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. Moving down the funnels all started with the content, the 5 lessons of content that we just did. Socials, email, this, that. But the conversion always happens inside. The likelihood of you meeting someone and transacting real estate tomorrow is slim to none. So if we know that to be true, and it takes at least 6 or 7 calls to get somebody to do anything, don't you think it's going to take 3 or 4 in-persons to get them to trust you? That you're there, that you're not there to use them? That there's no secret agenda other than let's live our lives and let me be a part of yours? That's what we're asking. When all this content, all the things we do, that's why we do it. The content we create is to add value to their lives. Hopefully they like it. We're just trying to have them invite us or we invite them into what we do and hopefully work together and mesh. Sabina?
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, I think what's so valuable about your feedback is the conversion process and what works and what doesn't work, because you've been doing this for a long time and you know what it is. Maybe what I would ask is just because we know from our research that most agents don't run any funnels. The most that they do is they run a post with a CTA of some kind, right? There's some sort of opt-in, whatever it is. And we've talked a lot about that. There's nothing wrong with that. But do me a favor, talk to them a little bit about the steps. Like, what is a funnel exactly in their world? What does that look like? Because I know that there's also a lot of questions about how to build one. So, without going into like a 20-minute thing on this, can you talk a little bit to the folks that are maybe not as comfortable about what the difference is or what I need to set up?
Yeah, so I mean, when we're doing our content plans, that should involve stages of what you want people to do. So we don't want just a like on a post. That's a vanity metric. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't pay our bills.
Hmm.
We need to convert. So going into let's say you set up again starting October 1st. We're also going to set up a 90-day marketing plan.
Hmm.
We're also going to set up a 90-day content plan. Just because we're building and thinking about our business in 2026 doesn't mean that we're not doing business every single day now. There's multiple things we need to do to build a successful business. So this 90-day funnel plan, it involves anything from defining the audience we want to go after, deciding what tools we're going to use to get the audience. Is this a social media play? Is it a mailer play? Is it a door knocking play? What is it? It's all content. Your content. You are content.
Hmm.
So decide what your audience will be, decide how you're going to go after it, and then we need to create some processes of bringing them in. So let's just make this super simple. We're going to be doing Facebook, Instagram. Well, let's do socials because it's easy. Everybody does it. It's free.
Hmm.
We're going to create some content. Anybody who engages, we continue to reach out to, whether it's on Instagram. Oh, thank you so much for getting into my stuff. I just wanted to let you know that on the 15th of October, I'm throwing a webinar. I'm just letting you know that on the 15th of October, I'm going to be having a wine and cheese at the office. I would love for you to attend. What is it? What is it about? It's all about, the latest, how interest rates are affecting people, but basically how to get your family into a home. Or it's about right sizing, downsizing, upsizing, whatever you decide. But you engage, so you create your posts, you create your plan, but then you're proactively reaching out and building them into the next part of the funnel. So
Hmm.
creating content is one thing, them engaging is one thing, you thanking them and getting them into the next sequential point where it's going to help you convert them into clients. They come to let's say they come to the office, spend some time with all the people who came, thank them for being there. And what is the one thing that you're looking for to get out of today? That is a tremendous question that typically gives you exactly what you need to create instant value. So when you're speaking to Sabina, what exactly what is your next move? What is on your mind right now as far as real estate is concerned? Simeon, I am absolutely getting killed with negative cash flow on my property. I'm getting killed. My interest rate doubled. I'm getting killed. I'm so sorry to hear that. The same has happened to me. I'm actually putting an event on. It's exactly next week on Wednesday. And I'm actually bringing somebody in from Toronto Dominion Bank, Wells Fargo, somebody who understands the consequences of this to speak to everybody on what they can do to minimize their exposure to higher interest rates. But at the end of the day, if that doesn't work, we can always look at taking care of you in different ways, such as do we need to sell this property? Do we need to sell this property and buy a different type of property? Do we need to renovate and add a second unit to your property? Selling is not always the answer, Sabina, but there might be other things we can do to help. And I know great contractors that'll take care of you. What you're doing is giving good advice in the part of the funnel that's going to now lead to business on the next step. And if it doesn't mean a sale for you, but it means a renovation for your all-star network that you chose to have in your funnel, guess what's going to happen after the renovation? They're probably going to sell it. If they don't sell it, they're going to call somebody else and refer you to someone, and all the things that happen when reciprocity hits for you acting a specific way with integrity and giving good advice. Sabina, do you think I'm being clear on the funnel stages?
I think so. And what I'll say to everybody too is this. In your playbook this week, here's what you're going to get, just in case you want to go right away and dig this up. You'll get this in the morning, as always, by the way. So you get the real estate funnel blueprint, which explains all of this in more detail. You're going to get some ideas for lead magnets, and you're going to get a 90-day funnel action plan. So all of that, I think we'll explain it more. But I think honestly, what you're saying, Simeon, in its most basic model is a funnel is an automation tool, right? We're really talking about automating your touch points and making sure that you're setting up simple funnels to keep people moving, as Simeon says, from one step to the next. So could be an Instagram reel. This is the example we have. Instagram reel, followed by opt into a free market report. Then it's weekly email updates. Then it's a free consultation. Those are the sorts of steps that you want to put together that work for you, for your topics and your people. We can talk a little bit about some of the other things, but in here are things like, what are the 4 stages of a content-driven funnel? You start with awareness, you're starting to build trust, you're getting people to understand who you are. All that social proof stacking stuff you talked about last week, Simeon, could go there, for instance. Then you're
Yep.
talking about stage 2 is engagement. Now it's you want to build more trust, but you also want to start generating real interest and getting them connecting to you to start converting. So you're not, in step 1, you're not really asking for anything. You're just building trust. In step 2, the engagement comes in with things like sign up for something, come to a webinar, come to your event. It could be the market update. It could be whatever is going on, but your example was how to buy your first investment property. It could be a Zoom session or something in your office, but that's your engagement step. Then step 3 is you're really trying to turn everything into action. Just because they downloaded something doesn't mean that's the end, obviously, because our goal is you don't want to just generate a lead, you want to generate a client. And there's a big
You
difference.
got to get the next steps. You have to
Right,
get the next steps.
exactly. So step 3 is conversion. This is now, how do we get them in the door? How do I get a one-on-one? How do I get to do a listing presentation? And step 4 is loyalty. Now you keep them forever. This is your forever strategy. That's what a
And I want
funnel
to
looks
mention,
like.
and that's spot on, Sabina. And I want to address something because who was it in the chat? I saw it earlier and I never addressed it. Uh, it was Herbert Dorsey. Once I get my first one rolling, I assume I should start separating funnels for my investors versus residential folks. That is not a funnel, Herbert. That is a lead type. Funnel is what stage they are in of a transaction. Are they engaged? Are they going to do business in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Funnel is spoke to, like, so it can be a buyer and it can be an investor, but which stage of their journey are they in?
Mhm.
What can you do to get them to the next one? Unless they have a signed buyer agency and they're in a car with you looking at property, they are before transaction.
Right,
They downloaded your buyer's guide. You could spoke to them. You had a great conversation. You invited them to the office. They came. Huge. You're about to convert, and you just got to ask the question: What is? If you had a magic wand, what is it? Get to work, Herbert, directly thereafter, because they just moved to the
right,
next point of the funnel, which is conversion. And once converted, once you sell them a home, once you sell their home, whatever transaction you were doing, now it's loyalty. The long term nurture, there should not be a client you've ever sold to that has not seen you in more than 3 months. Are you crazy? That's your client. You made 5, 10, 15, $20,000 off a piece of their life. They trusted you with it. Yes, pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. Yes, a small card, a token of appreciation. You don't have to spend $1. You just have to remember someone. Call them and say Merry Christmas. Call them, wish them the best of the holiday season. Call them to their kid's birth, whatever you know. That's that funnel.
Mhm.
And that's that funnel forever. So in 10 years from now, do you have a lot of calls to make in the holidays? Yeah, I hope you do. You have a lot of flowers to drop off in the spring, bulbs for their garden, whatever. All these cheesy little gifts are there for a reason. Why? Because it's nice for somebody to pop by and say hello and drop something off. It's not about the bulbs. It's not about the coffee card. It's not about anything. It's about, hi, I remembered you. You mean something to me. I appreciate you. That's loyalty for life.
Yeah.
And if that's not something that you're willing to do, stop now. Call it a day because that's the business. That is the business. Long-term relationships is the business
Mhm.
if you want it to be a business. Otherwise, you're just
Mhm.
working. And it's okay. Remember, 75% of realtors do not have a business. They're working. Having a business is having a system that brings back things. It's predictable and it's stable. When you make yourself available during the holidays, you take that Saturday and Sunday, maybe the second week of December, and you get on the road. Pop by, make calls, just checking if you're in. I know you're out. It's fine. I just wanted to say hi. Wish you all the very best for this holidays. That's it.
Mhm.
Don't spend a dollar. But they know that you called to say happy holidays. When I get
Yeah.
a call and somebody wishes me a Merry Christmas, I like it. It brings me joy. It makes me happy. So I know as a fact that I'm not bothering anyone when I pop by and drop off a Starbucks card. When I go to the local restaurant and say, I know how much you like a juice from here. I just grabbed you one. Just checking to see if you're there because I'm going to grab you something. I'm here at the juice store. I know you like it. Think. The funnels will never change once you get it and you put it into your CRM. This is why I don't spend time on that part because you're going to get the resource tomorrow morning. How do you use it is what matters.
Mhm.
Putting it into your CRM is one thing, but you have to engage with it. So, your next 20 calls today, what do they look like? Who are you calling? Are you calling the people who answered to an ad? Are you calling people who opened your last email? Every day is a choice of who you call and what the purpose is. That is the point to get people moving through the stages of a transaction, the stages of a funnel, the stages of a content funnel, the stages of that's the point. It still
Simeon,
requires, yes.
sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to ask you because what that question from Herbert made me think of something that is maybe the other part of this question that could really benefit everybody, which is if you have different niches, are you running one funnel or are you running the same funnel with different content? Like, how are we dealing with the fact that your residential folks are going to react to different content differently? Do you know what I
I
mean?
think you can have I think you can have a well-rounded funnel. Again, lead types are one thing, but like we're talking most realtors are solopreneurs.
Right.
You are a general practitioner. You're like not too many people niche down or have the luxury of doing so. When the phone rings, you pick up and you do the business. So I would say making this more complex is not going to benefit. I think
Okay.
using the same funnel and putting notes on each account is probably going to be the best way forward for most people.
Hmm.
If you're doing 50 deals plus a year, I mean, let's connect offline. I can tell you some more advanced things to do because there's systems for more advanced things
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Sisu, and there's just so many different things that you can do. But if you're
Okay.
doing, your 10 to 25 deals a year, or want to be doing, 15 deals plus a year, just get in your CRM, start working, putting in notes, get systematic, keep yourself accountable to what you screw up, double down on the things that you do really well. Um,
Hmm.
get people's advice that you trust, not people that Like if they're not doing what you want to be doing, don't ask for advice. Like honestly, asking somebody who just got into real estate about their opinion on your marketing campaign is frankly a waste of time. Speak to somebody who's kicking ass and taking names. Say, hey, do you mind taking a look at my marketing campaign? What do you think I could do better? Be humble.
Right.
But going back again to, like how to use it, keep it simple. If you're in really, if you're 25 deals plus, not 50, if you're 25 deals plus, there is software and tools that can make your life easier for this. But if you're not, it's easily managed inside your CRM, whatever you use. Whether you use FUB, if you use KV Core, Bull Trail, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I
Awesome.
got for you.
Well, I know you got to go. So, the only other question that I think is like of all the ones here that I think is a quick answer is if you can say what you think is a good tool for landing pages. This last question that came up. Are you using?
We do. Ours comes in our CRM, so it's
Yeah,
tied to it. So
I think
anything that
most do these days. Yeah,
Yeah, so Follow Up Boss obviously is really good at this, and so is Bold Trail.
yeah,
Those are the two systems that I like the most.
yeah,
Um, Sync is decent as well at exactly this thing. That's what they're
yep.
based on. So the landing page builder, think of it this way: you're going to do a Facebook campaign or an Instagram campaign. The
Hmm.
little ad clicks to connect to that landing page. So instead of filling out the ad inside Facebook, they're filling out your landing page, and they land directly into your CRM. The point of this is you can pre-program the emails you're going to get. So they go to Facebook, they see your ad, they hit it, inside the CRM they come, and then boom, in real time, an email, a bomb from me says, "Welcome to Simeon Papa Alias Real Estate. It is my pleasure to have you here." And it could be an email, it could be a video, it could be something other creative. I'm going to be giving you a call over the next 24 hours, and this is what you can expect from me, and whatever the case may be. But it's automated, they get acknowledged immediately, and down the funnel they go.
Okay.
You call them
I
up,
think sounds
so
good.
on.
I'm with you. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to finish with? I know you got to run and everybody else will probably have to too, but guys, don't forget, just look at your resource. You got a
It, it,
lot, a
it,
lot,
it
a
it
lot.
has begun.
Ciao. Everybody, have your
Uh,
best
e-
week ever.
Everybody, again, I'm not seeing you next week, so everybody have an amazing couple of weeks ahead. We're working hard on what's going to be a kick-ass fall and winter 2025. So
Mhm.
stay focused. Really try to get your head wrapped around everything we talked about today. God bless you all. See you soon.
Take care. Thanks, Amin.
You bet.